and I'll go ahead and get started. So basically, everybody, I'm going to be going over Twitter and why it's relevant to CSTs, CWAs, and Medcom. Trying to move through Twitter can sometimes be complicated, and a lot of people don't understand exactly what is Twitter. Twitter basically is an online social networking service, microblogging service that enables its users to send and read text-based messages up to 140 characters known as tweets. So I'm sure a lot of people know about Twitter and have heard about tweeting, and so basically what I'm going to do is kind of break it down and kind of show the ways that we can leverage Twitter in our own subculture and leverage it as a good communication tool. It is asynchronous, so you can send messages both ways. Twitter is a stream of 140 characters of proverbial consciousness that flows through your Twitter account based on who you are following. And I have my Twitter account up so I can come in here and show people who haven't seen Twitter or who maybe is not that familiar with it. As you can see here on my home Twitter screen, you have people that are following you and who you are following. Right over here on the left where I have it highlighted, currently I follow 179 people and I have 92 followers. And that can fluctuate based upon who wants to follow you and who basically is interested in what you're saying. Okay, is that better, everyone? So let's back up here and hopefully everybody can see everything a lot better. Okay, so you have to forgive me for the technical difficulties. I'll be tabbing through my presentation on Prezi and then also in the live system. Okay, so just to recap, Twitter is an online social networking service, a microblogging service that basically is consisted of 140 characters known as tweets. And if anybody has used Twitter, people understand that it is kind of difficult, and that is part of the challenge to try and get your information out and kind of put something in 140 characters. Unlike your email, Twitter never fills up. It is a stream of 140 characters, like I said, of proverbial consciousness that flows through your Twitter account based on who you're following. Okay? We're going to be kind of going over the language, what I like to call my Twictionary of common Twitter terms. Timelines, okay? Timeline is a Twitter term used to describe a collected stream of tweets listed in real-time order. Now, when you log into your Twitter account, you'll land on the tweets timeline view of your home page. And I'm going to go now into the live system and show you this. So when I click on home, when you first log in, this is what you see. And over here on the right is your stream of tweets in your timeline. Your home timeline is a long stream showing of all the tweets of who you follow. So here you've got Cult of Mac, you've got water.org, you have many things that you're following showing. Okay, so let me do this. Let me go through my slides and then I'll switch over into the live system, because what I wanted to do was actually give somebody the benefits of actually not just going through a slide deck, but then also seeing what it's like in the real system. So I'll break down each section and then I'll close out my Prezi, and then hopefully you all will be able to see what I'm broadcasting in Twitter, and then I'll go over each one of those sections. So timelines is a stream of tweets that appears when you log into Twitter, and that is called your timeline. Timelines show all your tweets from the people that you follow. The newest updates are at the top, and you can interact with your tweets within your tweets timeline by hovering your mouse over an update to reply, retweet, and so forth. Followers and following, when you follow someone, their tweets will show up in your timeline, and then when they're following you, their information will show up respectively in their timeline. So basically, again, when you're following, you are subscribing to their tweets as a follower, and when you have followers, they'll show up on your favorites list. So I'm going to break out of the session here, and hopefully we can get my screen to come up. And everybody should be able to see my Twitter page. Hopefully. So just like what I was saying, nope, I'm getting messages that we're not. All right. Let's see if we can fix this. Okay, can everybody see now? Okay, hopefully everybody can see what I'm broadcasting on the screen. It's the same thing like what I was doing with my Prezi. So everybody should be able to see now my home screen. Okay, I'm getting some messages, yes. Okay, so I'm just going to stay in the live system and not switch in between because it may cause some hiccups with the connectivity that we have going on. Okay, success, yay! Okay, so I'm just going to kind of fly it here now and talk about it. Okay, so like what I was saying earlier, so let's turn this around, let's make this a good thing and not make this presentation a disaster. We're going to stay in the live Twitter. Okay, so here we have my home default page. Okay, so we have tweets over here to the right. Okay, and these are all the people that I am following. Okay? Now, not only am I following them, but they're also tweeting. So you'll see that, let's say over here, 2 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, 14 minutes ago. Okay, this is all in the order in which they're putting out information. Now over to the left, we have how many tweets that I have put out, which is 151. And then what I was saying earlier about following and following, I have 179 people that I'm following, and then 92 people that are following me. So let's just kind of go in there right now. So if you click on the following, this is my home page and all the people that I'm following. So over here to the right, you might see some people that you're familiar with. We've got Randall Gowett, who's one of our CSTs out there in Europe. We've got Michelle Murray, who's on the Traveling Maps team. We've got Mark Hansen, Arlene Opoff, and so forth. Okay, these are all the people that I'm following. If you go back to your home page, then you can go here to see who all are following me. Okay, it's pretty basic, it's pretty simple. Okay, and like what I was discussing, we've got all the tweets to the right. Now, a lot of people ask, who should I follow? Who should I be following? And things like that. Okay, we've lost the audio. Okay, we should be broadcasting now. We should be good. Okay, so going back here, people are always asking, who should I follow? Who should we be following? You know, really that's to be determined for yourself. As I look at Twitter, I would really love to see, you know, I've been seeing Medcom embracing it more. I've been seeing more people getting on Twitter, and I think that's a great thing. You can do two things. You can follow people, or you can follow hashtags. So something that I wanted to demo here was that if you didn't know who to follow, but you know, let's say if we created a standardization of hashtags, and hashtags are basically a filing system, okay? People use the hashtag symbol before a relevant keyword or after in their tweets to categorize their tweets and to help them show more easily in Twitter. So if I go up here to search, and let's say now that I work in the Western region, I put in a hashtag that I created, which is hashtag WCMIO, and hit enter. Everything that I hashtagged with hashtag WCMIO, which is the Western region CMIO office, those are coming up on this aggregated search engine. Okay? So from here, since I'm the only one who's been doing the hashtag WCMIO, and I've been doing it for the demo of this, and hopefully we can do hashtag for Pacific, Europe, Southern, Northern, and it would be the same type of set, which would be the hashtag NCMIO, PCMIO, and so forth. So you can see how you can really kind of narrow down maybe what you're looking for. So you don't necessarily have to follow any person in particular. You can just follow hashtags. So here I've put in, and there's also something, called, you can include the @ symbol. And the @ symbol basically is the @ username, is the handle of that person's Twitter account. So my handle is @emailkevinscott for two reasons. One, Kevin Scott was already taken, and it's my personal email account so my friends and family can find me. But right here, you've also got @OTSG_CMIO. That happens to be Miss Kirkenbush's Twitter page. So you can come in here and you can follow her, or you can follow any of her hashtags as she's putting it in here. But basically how I used it was that I thanked her for presenting her Health IT 21st Century Highway, and to kind of piggyback on what she was talking about, she was speaking about the IPO IEHR. So what I did right here is that I thanked her by putting in her Twitter handle, and then I also put in a link here with some information on the TRICARE website about the IPO IEHR. So if you click on that hyperlink, right here is a bunch of information on the IPO fact sheet. And so this is a good way to disseminate information out to all your people who are following you, and also out to our customer base. Earlier today we had Dr. Brian Jones, who was talking about CHAS, and there's some information here on CHAS as well, saying that the screen froze. I can't help technical difficulties, but if you were to click on this link, and hopefully it'll follow my screen, it goes out to, says the screen is not advancing, we've got the CHAS training support website. Okay, this connected you via a link in my Twitter. Okay, so right here, I thank Dr. Brian Jones on his presentation today, and then as an addition, I sent out the training website, which is right here, that I included in my tweet, and then I also hashtagged it with the hashtag WCMIO. If you click on that link, just like any other hyperlink, then it follows it and takes you out to where I was trying to point people. So over here is the community, the CHAS training support website. From here you can come in here and get some training, get some information. There's some FAQs and things like that. This is just a proof of concept to show you how you can leverage Twitter to kind of send out through your followers and also your community. Another example that I put out here, and this is all just aggregated through the hashtag up here of the hashtag WCMIO. So as you come down here, there's also, have you seen the latest notes on Alta 3.3.7? The notes for enhancements and fixes. If you click on the link, and I utilize tinyURL, and it may take a few moments for it to open up, But right here I have it hosted out on Google Sites. Right here is all the Alta 3.3.7. enhancements and fixes, and you can go through here and read through addition of injury cause code, an AP module, adding multiple E codes, and so forth. Another example of something that I put together for the demo, these are just proof of concepts to kind of get people to really kind of look at Twitter and expand it just beyond what maybe celebrities are putting out on Twitter and maybe what you think Twitter is and its capabilities. Right here I have another tweet that I put out looking for CHCS manuals and quick reference guides for MTFs. Look no further. So this is how I created this. I used a tiny URL, which is takes a long hyperlink and shrinks it down into a customized URL. So this one is a tinyurl.com/CHCS manuals. And then I also have the hashtag CHCS and also Western CMIO. So from there, you can click on the tiny URL, and it should bring you out to all the CHCS manuals that I've put out there. Okay, so I'm getting... Okay, you know, I'm not a DCO technician, so I don't know why it's not showing. My computer screen is being broadcasted. I'm trying to show my screen, and if some people can't see it, I apologize. Hopefully some of you all are capturing it and being able to see this. And I apologize if there's technical difficulties. But I guess I'll just sum up like this. I mean, if you're not able to see it, I would really like to get people onto Twitter, and I would really like to show its capabilities. So if you're not able to see what I'm trying to broadcast, then I'd be more than happy to sit with everybody to create Twitter accounts and to kind of go over how we can utilize Twitter. You know, we can build a network of contacts within our own industry that we've never had access to, known before, and you know, the thing that I love about Twitter is that it's just not locally, but it's globally. So I can communicate to people from Europe, on the Pacific region, northern region, southern region. We can share our knowledge and expertise on a global basis. We can also discover new opinions and thoughts from like-minded people in our industry. We can also tap into outside providers and outside entities and have them share their information on PCMH and other initiatives that might be going around in different areas. It's a great way to engage with many people in the Twitter community, and it's also a great way to engage with our current colleagues. So I guess, you know, if this is not working out, that it's not broadcasting right, then I will totally be up to people contacting me, and I can demo the capabilities of Twitter on a smaller basis. Maybe it's because of some broadband issues. But basically, you know, nobody can tell you what Twitter is because Twitter isn't any one thing. You have to find out for yourself, and then suddenly it's your Twitter. And that's what my goal was, to bring everybody on here and for everybody to discover what we can do for Twitter. That you own it, you shape it, and you get it. You know, it's a great thing to utilize and disseminate information. I have a lot of examples if you follow me at Email Kevin Scott. Now that I've become more comfortable with Twitter, I utilize different piggyback apps like Evernote, Google Sites, Hootsuite, TinyURL, and so forth to bring forth a more streamlined way of disseminating the information. And unfortunately, some of you all could not see it today. If you can see some of the information, I have one more last thing where I utilize Evernote. I have one where you download the latest Army Medicine Secure Messaging Service. If you click on that, it launches you out to my Evernote platform where you can get the executive summary of the Army Medicine Security Messaging Service, and then if you scroll down, you also get the manual, which is in a PDF format. So with that said, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I would just like to say that I encourage everybody to maybe look at getting Twitter and maybe contacting me and how we can start leveraging Twitter on a more global scale. I'm sorry that my screen did not change since we got on the Twitter. I guess the only thing that I can do is extend my invitation to sit down with anybody and hold training sessions on Twitter, help get people up and running on Twitter, and maybe from there we can really start leveraging Twitter as a global solution for disseminating information and also creating awareness of ongoing projects within the MedCom.
Hey Kevin, I just wanted to maybe have you tell everybody also that the Evernote is also good for iPad and iPhone, so it's a lot more mobile. Some people don't realize maybe it's just for thinking it's just for.
So I would just reach out to anybody within the regions if they would like for me to do this over on a smaller scale or do any one-on-one training about Twitter and show the capabilities that I've been able to do. Then please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help get people on Twitter and to understand it more. That was kind of my goal, was this was going to be a kickoff to kind of get people more embracing of Twitter and seeing its capabilities. So if you weren't able to, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to set up some individual sessions or group sessions so then I can do my presentation again or get people up and running.